constitutional powers. Then there is this section. I always say clause 6 of this constitution is my favorite, because without it we would not be here. It's on membership. It also says termination of membership. You can retire, but you can also be terminated before you retire. Yes, other people think that once you are SANTACO, you are here for life. You can be terminated if you don't do the right things. For those of us who are in Stokvels, we know that there are those women who don't follow the rules. We terminate them from the Stokvel. There are directors in companies. When they don't follow the law, they get terminated. Employees, even our organization, we have a code of conduct that says if you don't follow it, you will be terminated. And then there's a clause 8 that talks to organizational structure. And then there's a section that talks to governance and leadership in terms of our meetings. When do we hold our AGMs? When is the national conference? What is its purpose, its powers and duties? And it also talks to how we hold meetings. So what happens is that we take the same structure, and people keep on saying, but we can't see anything on AGM and associations. We follow the same structure because what? We are affiliated. So the rule of one house is the rule for all. Then there's a section on elections and responsibility. It talks to how and who the national office bearers are, takes to management structures, roles and responsibilities of the office bearers. It then also talks to head office operations. There in that clause 15, it says there will be a national office. So the Constitution establishes that office. It also has this thing called corporate identity. So our logo comes and it has a meaning. So when they came up one day and decided on this logo, it's something that is constitutional. It's actually explained. If you go to the end of this constitution, if you could please turn on your pages and go to page 30 of the constitution. Ex officio of the board, so that any of the NEC members can form board members of those companies. No director shall hold office for a period in excess of 8 years. So what they were saying here is a common thing we are seeing, President. Uti, you become a director of a company in your province or region or association because you are the chairperson. After you are out 8 years later, you don't want to come out. You want that position for life. Yes. Some people even refuse to come out. But thank God the law has a section 76 where you can be booted out if the directors know how to. There's a way. But this was aiming to say, be part of the company as long as you're there, unless there's a different, arrangement, and you're doing well. And then mostly in all companies formed, there should be, at times, it should, so if you form a company, that company has to follow the aims and objectives of this entity. And then on corporate identity, linked to that is what we call our coat of arms. Turn the page on page 33. So on page 33, it then tells us about our logo. It says that we'll have a coat of arms as the official logo of the organization. And it actually explains, there's no page 33. Oh, 31, sorry. Page 31, clause 33, apologies. This is what the symbols mean. Some of you will be hearing this for the first time, but it's always been there since 2001. It says a tire-shaped logo signifying the mode of transport of industry. The national flag is integrated into the shape because we're South Africans in South Africa. A hand signifying thumbs up. Can we see that sign? Signifying thumbs up to say we have got it all right. It then completes that circular shape. So this is what the logo means. But this is only the logo. If any changes are going to happen, will be approved by MENCO. So this is just to prove members that everything we need to know about this organization is in this document. We just need to read the document. And lastly, on that slide, it talks to amendments to say we can amend the Constitution from time to time. And if ever we want to dissolve SANTACO, it takes quite a a huge percentage. I think dissolution is by 75% majority. So this is a national conference where there's over 800 delegates at the conference. So you'd need about 600 plus of people to dissolve SANTACO, and I think that should be a very impossible task. So it's there, but it's going to be very difficult to dissolve SANTACO. I'm just going to skip this. Here are objectives in that part 1 is to restructure and transform the industry, advocate for policies and laws that promote our industry, contribute to the national economy by fostering entrepreneurship, develop training programs, and to create a unified, non-violent, and competitive business. I want to go through this, number 1, because sometimes we don't know who we are as members, but most importantly, because we're going to elections. So we need to start educating ourselves of who a member is. Because if you're not a member, you cannot go into a leadership position. So it's on clause 6, if you can turn to clause 6, which I'll then summarize. I will not go through it line by line, I'll summarize it. So it says that membership comprises of all 9 provincial councils, and SANTACO, in terms of that clause 6.2, may grant honorary membership to individuals or organizations. So this is the only exception to say that SANTACO can recognize someone without an operating license, without a vehicle, to be what you call an honorary member. So this is like being given an honorary doctorate. You have not studied for it, but it's been conferred to you. So all members must comply with the SANTACO Constitution and uphold its principles. So no member, this one is very interesting. It says that no member may hold dual membership. I think we are seeing this a lot, and it's causing a lot of conflict and confusion. But it says that no member can hold dual membership with another taxi organization without prior written consent from SANTACO. And that SANTACO is the NEC, not your chairperson in your association. So you cannot be a member of NTA and SANTACO at the same time. The Constitution says that, not me. It says so. If there's another organization that looks like us, you cannot then be in there. Why? Because it was seen that it will cause chaos. And the interesting thing, my president, is that if you go to the founding document of SANTACO, NTA was there to sign the founding document. If you look at the word SANTACO, in the middle of it, there's an NTA. Yes. They were there. They signed that document. So we need to remember that. Hence, this dual membership, it needs to be taken care of because it is causing a lot of confusion and conflict within our organization. So you find that an association president is split into 2, SANTACO and NTA. Who are you affiliating with when it's like that? Yeah. Okay, so members are required to participate actively in the association. So once you're a member, you have to participate. You have to understand and implement SANTACO's aims and policies. You have to explain SANTACO's role to potential members and stakeholders. So you are almost like an advocate for SANTACO, almost like when you are recruiting church members. You can't recruit a member to come to a church if you don't understand the church. Am I correct? That's what this says. You have to stay informed on social, economic, and political matters affecting the industry, defend and promote SANTACO's policies and programs. So you cannot be the member